Hello everyone. In today's class we will be discussing literary devices. I'm sure we've touched on that in time past. We want to expand on it and pick some of the important literary devices that we have to learn so that they can help us in our analysis of text and then in our appreciation of literary works. So what are the literary devices that we will be talking on in this class? The first thing we're going to be talking on is the sensory details. Sensory details have to do with our senses, our five senses. And then the second one we'll be looking at is the allusion. That's reference to a particular text, to history, or to a particular event in time, all right? And then the last thing we're going to be discussing or looking into is the figure of speech. I am very sure that you know a number of them already. So we will be analyzing and then going further in figure of speech, all right? And how to identify them. In fact, we will be doing a lot of identification in poems, in literary texts as novels and dramas. So it's more practical section in this class, all right? So, but the first thing we're going to consider is the what? Sensory details. In the exciting journey through the world of literature, you have to understand that literary devices are key to unlocking the deeper layers of meaning. If you want to get more meaning, you cannot analyze based on the literal word used, all right? You have to break them down. They are like onions. You have to unfold them. You keep seeing layers upon layers. So if you really want to get the meaning the author is trying to pass across through its text, you have to unveil the meanings by their layers. So you can't do it with literary devices. So we will explore some important literary devices just like I've mentioned. And the first we are going to start with is the sensory details. All right, let's delve into the sensory details. What are sensory details? Sensory details are like the seasoning that you put into your dish that makes it come alive. In literature, they have the vivid descriptions. You'll see how an author would describe a character to the point that you will just feel as though, oh, I know this in real life. I know what he's trying to say. So it's that vivid description that makes you engage your senses. It will appeal to your senses. Is it that of touch, that of sight, that of your hearing? Is it the sound you would hear? All right. The touch, the feeling, the taste. You could, there are some stories you will read that there's maybe a scene where the character is trying to feed on something and they are describing the elements he's feeding on or the thing is feeding on, and it's as though, oh, I've tasted this before because of the type of word that the author uses. All right, so it is those aspects of literature, the description that the author would use, that would make you to feel as though you can relate with them. You can easily relate with what is being spoken. So in the class, we are going to be looking at sensory details that appeal to our sight, what we can see. If something is described in a novel and then you can feel as though, yes, I've seen this before. I can relate with it. So it's appealing to your sight. And then the next one, we'll be looking at the one that appeals to our ears. That means sounds that appeal to our hearing. All right, we will be looking at the one that appeals to our touch. That you can feel as though, oh, okay, tactile touch. All right, and then we will be looking at the one that appeals to our taste. A description of maybe food or delicacy that you can easily say, oh, I know that food. I've taken that for, oh, this is what the author is trying to describe. All right, so all of these senses are what we will be exercising when we read text. Thank you for joining in today's class. Do have a lovely day.